Hey, if you've got a couple minutes, I would love to tell you the news. So let this video play, do something nice for yourself, make yourself some nice food, and let me tell you about the news, because we've got news from Russia and Ukraine, we've got news about Biden, and a senator may resign. So let me tell you about the news for Thursday, July 18th. Perfect family day. And I just think that's lovely. And now the news. On Wednesday, 3 weeks after their last prisoner swap, Russia and Ukraine exchanged yet another 95 prisoners of war each. This is the 54th such exchange since Russia began its all-out invasion of Ukraine. It is unknown how many POWs each side still has. Wednesday marked the 874th day of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as well as the day that J.D. Vance formally accepted his nomination as Trump's running mate. Trump's Veep pick is particularly worrisome for, well, everyone. It should be worrisome for everyone, but also Ukraine, because, as I mentioned in yesterday's episode, not only does Vance say that he doesn't care about what happens to Ukraine one way or the other, and again, call me a dreamer, but politicians and really just human beings in general should care about what happens to people. But Vance is also of the mindset that Ukraine should just give up completely and let Russia do whatever it wants. This should be concerning for anyone that cares about Ukraine in general, as well as Gaza, because if you think the only place where Vance believes that people should just give up their homes and lives is Ukraine, we're all in for a rude awakening. But at a national level, it's concerning because if he and Trump win, he will accept the same from those of us who stand up against them in service of what we believe. So, concerns all around, but let me tell you who is not concerned about J.D. Vance. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Because in a Wednesday press conference, he said about J.D. Vance, quote, "He's in favor of peace. He's in favor of ending the assistance that's being provided, and we can only welcome that because that's what we need, to stop pumping Ukraine full of weapons, and then the war will end." Hear me out. We should definitely make sure that these people, the people who believe a whole country of folks should just give up and give in to their invaders, they should not win the highest office in the land. After making private remarks saying just as much over the weekend, Congressmember turned Senate candidate Adam Schiff has made it official. He, too, would like President Biden to leave the ticket. This makes Schiff the most prominent Democrat to just come right out and say it, as well as the first Democrat to resume ringing the bell since Saturday's assassination attempt against former President Trump. Because even though Monday night saw North Carolina's Mark Robinson speak at the RNC despite giving a speech in a church earlier this month saying that some people need killing, the Democrats are going to be more careful about their rhetoric, apparently. There's also a little hot goss, so not news, just goss, that Senator Schumer paid President Biden a visit over the weekend and bluntly told him that it would be better for the country, the Democrats, and my personal, currently very annoying Twitter timeline if he were to drop out. But again, hot goss, not news. But speaking of actual news, Wednesday afternoon, the Biden campaign announced that while campaigning in Vegas, President Biden tested positive for COVID. He is experiencing mild symptoms and will self-isolate in Delaware. Bummer for a lot of reasons, the least of which is that between the $10 tattoos and all-night karaoke spots, the last thing you want to do is get sick and have to leave Vegas early. The day after being found guilty of love and gold bars and crime, Senator Bob Menendez told allies that he would resign from the Senate. If true, the next step would be for New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy to pick someone to fill the seat for the rest of his term. So we'll see. And that's it. That's the news. Bonkers, right? Between the COVID and the assassination attempt and the RNC and the Menendez, there's hardly any room for any other news. But regarding that assassination attempt, there have been updates about the investigation, but it is all moving very fast and information is changing. We are learning some things are true, some things were just misinformation that was out there. So while that's all kind of shaking out, I expect to have an update in tomorrow's episode. but I just kind of want to let things like settle as much as possible so that I don't give out misinformation. Just know that an investigation is ramping up, as it should. I'm proud of families. Families are nice. Families are great. But more than sour candy, because my family listens to this show, and I'm not trying to get in trouble, because you are more sweet than sour. I'm proud of you.